Hi, and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. This is episode 111. I'm Naturally Nitty, aka Jessica.
And I'm Allena, aka Starnits. Today is June 3rd. This is our weekly podcast. If this is your first time watching, welcome. You're in for a real treat. If you're a regular watcher / listener, thank you for coming back.
Yep.
Today is our planning podcast.
Alright, so grab your knitting, crochet, spinning, whatever, and pull up a chair as we go over the classes. And then we'll do a little regular one afterwards.
Okay, so first up, before we do the classes, let's talk about advanced studies. June 30th for newts, your 75% is due. June 30th for owls, your 50% is due. But really you should do 75% because you're at the 75% mark of classes on the 30th. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah. Order of the Phoenix. We were allowed to start on the 18th of May.
Yep.
So June 29th, you can start turning your order missions in. The last day to turn your order mission is July 13th. So, work, people.
Yeah, I gotta get going on that.
And Quidditch should be, I don't know, I kind of did round 1, but you have to do the round before, and I think they're on round 3, and I didn't do round 2, so I can't do any more Quidditch.
Me too. We missed out on the second round because it was just crazy.
Yeah, but whatever. I got in Quidditch for my Order of the Serpent first class by doing the first one, so that's all I care about. I mean, you know what I mean. So, yeah. So, next up we have... That's all the advanced studies. Okay, so first up...
Classes.
Care of Magical Creatures. This month, we're studying the Kelpie. So craft something to bridle a Kelpie into submission, or protect yourself from a Kelpie attack. If you don't know what a Kelpie is, they are
Google
a water
it.
demon.
Oh.
Yeah, Google it. They're a water demon, and they eat people. So you don't want to be caught by one, because they would eat you. And the most common Kelpie that we know is the Loch Ness Monster, so stay away.
There you go.
When you see it, run the other way. So, do you have any plans for that?
No, I'll say it right now. I am out of ideas for like almost everything. Though to bridle it, you could probably like make yarn and make like a harnessy thing, and
that's what I was thinking. Like spin something for it, because then you could bridle it.
Yeah, and say it has like magical properties to blah 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 blah.
Or right. If you spin, or if you knit or spin something blue, and say it's like in shades of blue, say, this is camouflage. Like, it'll hide me in the water type of thing. Smart. Or you could, like, oh, I just thought of this. Have you seen, was it Gazebo Gal? Someone, for their newt, I don't suggest doing a project this big for a class, but they made, like, a water... like a underground, like there was like seahorses.
Oh, the blanket thing?
The blanket.
That was Green Heron, I think.
Oh yeah, Green Heron. So she made like a sea. What are those called? A reef blanket.
Coral reef type thing.
Yeah. So if you made like something like sea like a coral reef, or like a sea anemone.
Sea anemone.
You could hide behind it and turn that in for that.
That would be cool.
Yes. You would have to shrink yourself to hide in it, but still.
It could work.
That's my idea. And I just helped you. You're welcome.
Next up.
But actually, when I first read it, I thought I would spin something and that would be the bridle.
That's what I was thinking too. Because Tour de Fleece starts sometime in June, right? At the end?
It's coming up.
It's at the end of June, though, right?
Is it? I don't know. I need to catch up. I thought I said I wanted to be on the house cut team, but I never got ear burned. So I might try to find one of my podcast teams that's giving out prizes.
No one ear burned anyone yet because it didn't start yet.
Oh, okay. But I'm still going to look for one that's going to give out prizes. That's the way I roll.
I think we are giving out prizes.
I don't think they are.
I thought it said. Whatever. Okay. Next up, charms. Craft something funny. Please include an explanation why this object makes you laugh.
Okay, so for charms, it was the...
I forget what it was about.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to make yourself laugh to defeat the boggart. So, something funny. I don't know. I didn't have any ideas for that one.
I'd have to think more.
But you could do anything, like funny. Maybe I'll make a little gnome, because I think they're funny and cute, and they make me laugh.
They totally are. That would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you turn a scary thing into a gnome, it would be funny.
Yes.
Because they're little.
Yeah.
And cute.
And I'm talking like gnomes, not the potato gnomes from Harry Potter.
Oh, right.
Okay, next up is Defense Against the Dark Arts. The Cornish Pixies. They're back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to watch Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets to see them. That's your homework. So your homework for this class is to create something to immobilize pixies should you be attacked. Craft something strong to catch and hold them, or distract the pixies while you catch them. And don't be like Neville and get caught on the ceiling again. No, that was me adding that. It's not actually in the prompt. But so the Cornish pixie is what you're gonna immobilize. I thought if you did something, I thought actually of spinning for this one too.
For like a rope or something.
Yeah, you could tie them up.
It'd be a great one if you need to make market bags or anything.
Oh yeah.
Or some sort of a shawl. You could use as like a net or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like I don't have any ideas specifically what I'm gonna do.
Me neither.
But I have lots of ideas for you. So yeah.
All right. Moving on. Divination. Aromancy. Your assignment this month is to study the cloud formations you have recorded in your sketchbook. Be inspired by colors, textures, shapes, and images. Tell us what you saw in the sky and how you interpreted what you saw. So we had to lay down in the classroom and look at the sky. It was turned into clouds.
Because there's explanations of how you use divination in cloud things. So I immediately thought of the fluffy bunnies or the unicorns that you see when you look at the clouds.
Yeah.
So maybe something funny like that would be fun to do.
That would be cute.
And interpret it. So it's like however you want.
Yeah.
So you could do like one of those My Little Pony stuffed crocheted animals that they have. And say that's what you saw. And that's how you interpreted it. And then, I don't know, do you have to make a prediction of what it means, or no?
I don't think so. You just have to explain how or why you made what you saw. Or why you made what you made because of what you saw.
Yeah, but that would be fun.
It would be. You could, like, draw a little sketch and, like, show that with your whatever to, like, tie it together.
Yeah, except for my sketch would not be as good as...
Well, just a little sketch, because then you could be like, look, this is what I saw, and this is why I made this, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay. That makes sense.
I don't know.
So, up next, flying. For flying, you're going to follow a leader. Find a project that a currently enrolled House Cup classmate has created and make the same thing. Knitters, crocheters, and weavers follow the same pattern, produce the same object. You may make modifications as to size and yarn to fit your own needs. If your target crafter did not use a pattern or didn't link to it, just show that your crafting produced the same result as theirs. Spinners. Try your best to match weight, ply, structure, technique, and other physical properties of the yarn. Colorways do not need to be the same. Though, if the technique depends on multicolored fiber, please use the same general type of color variation. Example, you can fractal spin a white roving, but the finished project won't reflect the technique in any easily visible way. But a red, yellow, blue fractal spun roving is perfectly acceptable imitation of a black and white one. Dyers. Use the same dyeing technique, produce a similar colorway. Dyeing can be much less easily predictable than other crafts, particularly for beginners. So don't worry if your kettle dyed blobs are distributed differently from their blobs, or if your red dye turns out not to be the same red as theirs. Just do your best and explain how you imitated your target dye work. Please link the project page or staff page for spinning and dyeing of the projects you are emulating in your turn-in. That is cool.
It is cool. I never, not that people need to copy me, but I never put like my hand spuns or dyeing for that matter in a project page.
I usually do my hand spuns because you can.
I'm lazy like that. I don't.
I am kind of anal like that, so you can take your roving and turn it into spinning, and I do that.
I don't even have all my roving in there though. Well, I have most of it, but I just.
That being said, my last spinning thing I haven't updated in my thing, but that's just because I already have the picture on Flickr, and it's linked so quickly and easily to Ravelry. I just update that way.
You're a better Ravelryer than I.
Yes, I know. But I'm totally not.
No, but that I like that class.
But maybe that's why you get more knitting and crochet done, because I'm all about like making the pictures go. You know what I mean? Like, no, totally. I spend too much time on Ravelry. Who knows? So, but I think that would be fun to maybe do a fractal spin. Not like I have a lot of time for spinning because my newt is spinning, so I probably should like knit or dye something.
Yeah. I'll have to take a gander through other people's project pages and see what strikes my fancy. But I like that prompt. Okay. Herbology. So there's a bunch of fruit in the herbology room. Enjoy the fruits of your labor and craft something better. Take a look at your past projects and find one or two techniques that challenged you to learn and grow as a crafter. Then use these hard-won skills to craft a new project. Explain how this project is the fruit of your previous projects. Non-Ravelry crafts will be accepted with prior approval. Stay there. So that's cool. I don't know what I'll do though.
I do not either.
I have a hard time with the whole techniques thing.
I also do, because
maybe I could do long draw or something.
Yeah. I think it's because I'm not a technical person. Like, I don't like spin technically. I just spin.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, I just. same thing with knitting. Like, I'll try something new, but if it doesn't work, I move on and try something else. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think I might turn in my socks that I'm knitting for that because I know, like, when I knit top down, I don't like it as much as if I knit toe up.
Okay.
So that's like a technique. So
That actually is. That's a good idea. You could say
but I'm
you
gonna have to,
tested a
like,
bunch of different.
seriously.
Well, you could say you've done a bunch of different ways to do socks, like different heels, different up or down, and blah blah blah. So now you're putting the best of the socks into this one.
Yeah,
I might do that actually.
that's what I think I will do. But yeah, I I don't know. I feel bad, like, doing classes like that because I really don't like um lying. Because really, like, I'm knitting socks, but I know the techniques that I know how to knit socks, so I just basically will start from the toe and knit toe up, and if I want a pattern in there, I'll just take a pattern from a
Right.
pattern, texture pattern from another pattern and just place it into where my socks are. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of like a technique that I learned,
Well,
but
yeah,
it's just how I
but the
knit.
different
I feel
heels. What
bad,
heel
like,
are you
saying,
planning on doing?
this helped me do it. What?
Well, what heel are you planning on doing?
Well, I'm probably going to use, the toe up socks with the difference template, which is like the, um, it's just like a bit, toe up heel flap toe.
Okay.
I mean, toe up heel flap heel.
Yeah.
But
But that's a technique
that,
you've learned.
yeah, I guess.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of like the same reason why I don't do my mitered square sock blanket squares as part of class. And it's just totally a me thing. Like, yeah, they're a finished object, but they're part of a bigger object, so I don't feel right turning in the squares, the mitered squares, as a project because I'm still working on that blanket and it's my blanket, so I still have more. But
Right.
I have no problem turning in a square that I made to send off because that's the only part that I made. But that's like a totally me thing. And I think each house cupper has to draw their line somewhere. But I do get what you're saying. So I think, like, I mean, over the years that I've knit, I learned how I like to make socks, and so I'll just
Exactly.
have to, think about it.
All right.
I guess it's hard for me because I don't think about it as a technique. I just think of it as I learned how to do this and I liked it, so I keep it type of thing.
Right.
Which is basically a technique, so whatever. Okay, I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox now. So, next up we have History of Magic, which is studying the soap blizzard of 1378. For your homework, craft something inspired by the soap blizzard of 1378. Please explain in your turn-in how your project relates to the soap blizzard. We are accepting non-rivalry crafts that fit the prompt. I actually thought if I wasn't doing my Newt of Epic cleaning,
Yeah.
I would clean something for that because soap... Boom, I just gave you a class.
You totally did. I have 4 pounds of Cormo that I want to clean.
So there you go. Because the soap would clean it. I'm not sure if you have to get prior approval or if it just fits, you can turn it in.
Hey.
So...
Cool.
But I mean, if I wasn't already doing all my cleaning for my Newt, I probably would do a cleaning for that.
Right. Awesome. I'm excited now. I'm totally... Well, I can't write that in this... Well, I can, but my battery's going to die. Anyways, okay. So that's awesome. Other things would be like...
Washcloth.
Washcloths, loofah things for bathtubs.
Yeah.
whatever.
Those scrubby things
You could
with the tool.
do like a bath mat out of t-shirts or something. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Because you get soapy when you take a bath.
And a bath mat.
And you have to step on it.
Not slipping. Yeah.
But stuff like that. So, potions. Craft something inspired by Professor Snape or his shrinking solution, either as it brews or its after effects. This can include resizing an object by felting or resizing a pattern to be a smaller size. Colors of the potion: red, yellow, purple, pink, or green. One of the colors must be a main color in your project. Crafting something that resembles the motions of your cauldron work involved in potion making. I thought it would be cool to dye the colors. Roving or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
was actually thinking...
I probably won't do that, but it'd still be fun. Though 50% of it has to be... Or the main color. I don't know. Whatever. You could have one main color and then a bunch of the other little colors.
Well, I think they mean if you're using, like, other colors not in the potion.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
So if the potion colors, I think you're good. But if you are adding in another color or using another color, I think that's what that means. At least that's how I read it.
Okay. No, that makes sense. No, but I think it'd be fun to dye a roving like that or something.
That would actually be fun.
But you could do, like, anything for Professor Snape.
Yes. There's quite a few patterns, like, for him. Ugh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of spinning. Again, why? I don't know. But I was thinking of spinning those green Rolegs you sent me. Because green is one of the colors.
You totally should.
Green. What?
Said you totally should.
I will. I want to, but like I said, I have a lot of spinning I have to do for my nude this month.
Okay.
So yeah, but I like the dyeing the colors. That would be an actually fun roving to dye.
I think so too.
Okay, so those are the classes. Now we're gonna go do a recap of the month / regular podcast. So, do you have any mojo?
No.
I do not either. At least not knitting and crochet wise.
Good. Moving on.
Let's go. So, works in progress. Do you have any works in progress?
I have Truman's blanket about that.
It totally looks like a watermelon to me. It like reminds me of watermelon.
Tallulah's on the other half, so I can't really pull it up.
Just pull it and she'll fall.
No, she's happy and she's purring and she's not getting into anything. So, side note, randomly, she has been wanting to get outside so much lately. She tries to sneak out all the time and she gets out into the garage because that goes out to the backyard and it's how the kids get out when they're going out. And, like, she's gone up in, like, the attic-y part of the garage, and the kids have had to chase her up there and, like, get her down. And, like, she probably got out, like, 5 to 10 times one day. And just keeps going out. So we've been, like, when the kids are home and going in and out, we've been shutting her in the basement. And it's not, like, a tiny, scary basement. It's where her food and water and she has room. Well, this room is the yarn room, I call it. And I found yarn on the floor out in the other room, like where the couches are. And I'm like, what is this doing out here? And I didn't really think much of it. Like, I thought maybe it fell and the kids brought it over or whatever to where I was sitting.
Yeah.
So then the next day I saw another one. And I was like, And I came in here and she had one of my fibers out, pulled out, and was playing with it. I was so mad. So now I'm shutting this room up, and it's a no-no spot for her. But I just realized like up in the ceiling, there's like the white tile things that you put up. I had shut her out when I started to podcast. She climbs through the ceiling and she came down in this room anyway. So I can't shut her out of it anyways.
So
I don't know what to do.
Get her spade and then let her go outside.
No, but look at her. You're not able to go in my yarn.
Get a water squirter so when she goes at it, squirt her with water.
No. Usually, I mean, she's been so good. She hasn't done anything with yarn. Anyways, okay. Back to the works in progress. So I have Truman's blanket. That's for my nude. You're not going up there. And then I started the socks for our cardio swap.
Cool.
That's about it, though. Toes. It's Cherry Tree Hill yarn, I believe. Yes. So that's it. That's all I have. I'm kind of lame.
Okay. I am still working on my Charmander, kind of, sort of. It's sitting there. I'm not really doing anything on it. I should, though, because all I have left is the tail, and Bella would really, really like a Charmander sometime.
You should finish it this month.
Right.
Just saying.
I also have my Order of the Phoenix started.
Okay.
I'm not any further than I was last week, though, so I'm not going to show it to you.
Okay.
And I also started my cardio challenge socks. And I just have the toes. I actually was just counting to see if I have the right amount to start the sock part.
Yeah.
This is Creatively Dyed Yarns merino sock. I got it at Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
So when I was winding it, I did it yesterday, and the skein was bigger than my Swift.
Oh.
So I had it around my neck, and I was just doing it on a Nostapine. And there was a freaking knot in it. Which, okay, it pisses me off when there's a knot in commercial yarn.
Yeah.
It makes me even angrier when it's in a hand-dyed, like independently dyed one, because you pay so much extra for those skeins. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but this was a $23 skein. $23. There should not be any knots. That's my personal opinion, and I think I'm not the only one who thinks that, because you pay extra, it's hand-dyed, hand-skeined, and everything. There should not be a knot. And the knot was after it was dyed. Like, right. It wasn't like... So, I mean, I would have been fine if it was in the discount bin and it was like an odds and ends one. Right. And I knew I was buying one that had knots in it. But I didn't know there was knots in it. So it just kind of made me angry.
No, I totally agree.
But that's like the first indie dyer thing that I have. And now I'm wondering if the other skeins that I bought from this vendor have knots in them.
That would suck.
So, yeah. But, anyway. Yeah, but that's all. I'm actually thinking I'm going to do the Aquaphobia pattern, because this is a pooling. It's just like variegated, and so it'll help with the pooling, I think. That one, it's like a slip stitch pattern.
Yeah, I've done this.
So I'm debating if I want to do the cable up the side of it like those do, or just do the slip stitch part. I haven't decided yet.
Cool.
So yeah, but that's all I'm working on.
Awesome.
So next you spin me right round.
Yeah. I'm spinning for my order mission. This is just part of it. I'll pull it out.
Pretty.
I have a bobbin. I have another bobbin almost finished. I had a lot of outside spinning time the last couple days. It's been nice out, so I brought my wheel out and spun for a few hours. And then I spun a lot yesterday or the day before. I spun some today, so I'm getting a good amount done. I still probably have another couple bobbins to do, though, because I'm spinning a pound of it. So yeah. But I'm liking how it's spinning up. And this stuff I split into tiny little balls, and they're really thin, thinner than like pencil roving.
Cool.
So I barely have to ply that at all, or draft that at all.
Yeah.
But then the other stuff, which I didn't bring down here because I'm spinning that, because I dyed them separate times. That I'm spinning just from the, well, I think I'm splitting the braid once, but, you know, it's a big, thick thing that I'm just spinning. So then I'll ply it together. So it's not going to be like, well, I guess it's fractal, but not really. Just so the two things kind of mesh well together. But yeah. That's all I'm spinning. I have the urge to spin something bright and colorful and pretty and happy, though.
I had that same urge the other day. So last time we talked, my fiber wash report was the Jacob was spinning. I finished the Jacob and I did not like it. It was like nuppy and like spinning it was fine, but it's like nuppy. So I spun two versions. One is a 2-ply.
Okay.
And the other is a 3-ply or a Navajo ply. So, they're actually about the same. I didn't do wraps per inch, but the 3-ply I got like 65.5 yards. And the 2-ply I got like 90 yards. So,
cool.
It works. I don't know if I'll use it besides this newt. Like I might make some bats out of the rest of the Jacob, which was only like a pound. Because I mean, like I said, it was pretty nuppy. It's soft. Like maybe I could make like something felted out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I said, after this, I'm not sure if I would use it.
Or slippers or something that's not next to your skin.
Yeah. But I mean, it is soft. It's just, I didn't like it because it had all those nups in it. Then, after I finished that, I felt like I needed to spin something bright and happy and wonderful. So, I had this Taste the Rainbows bat from Luciferian Fiber Arts. And it was rainbow, like Skittles rainbow. So, there wasn't an orange. And then, but underneath it was white. So I spun the first one up by color. Like I just ripped it and spun per color. Then I was like, I don't really like how the white was showing up as much in that one. So then I got out my drum carder and I processed it a little bit. Like I blended the white with the color more, and then I made roll lag, so I had a shorter repeat, so it was like a fractal spin.
That's cool.
So this is what I got.
That's fun, though.
I don't know, the color's not really showing up. But, anyway, I wrote it on here. I got 8 wraps per inch, which is like Aran bulky almost. And I got like 120 yards, which I thought was pretty cool because I just did a fast spin. I wasn't like trying for anything.
Good amount of yardage.
To spin something bright and colorful. So that's what I did. And I turned it in for herbology, and I found like a picture of a field of tulips, and it like matched perfectly. So
Awesome.
that's what I did last month. But that's all the spinning. Oh, that I was doing, that I did. Currently, I am spinning. I am spinning my Lincoln Border Leicester. Leicester?
Lester. I think it's Lester.
Whatever.
Like
I'm spinning it. But look how thin that is. It's like super thin. Really long staple length on this, but it's like super soft. Like, can you see the halo? Just on the single.
Yeah.
And this is like a regular. I'm using my bulky flyer, but this is a regular bobbin.
Okay.
And it's almost full, and it's only 1 ounce that I'm doing.
Wow.
So it's like taking forever because it's so thin, but it's spinning really nicely.
That's good.
So I washed all of that fleece, the Lincoln Border Leicester, whatever the heck you call it. And it's drying, but it's been muggy like crazy. And I don't have, I go, every time I go by Walmart, I stop at the store to find the hangy sweater dryer thing, because I only have one. And they never have it in.
It's a bummer.
Look how full that thing is.
I saw it. I thought that was awesome.
And so that thing is so full. So I think what I'm going to do is take some off, because I was going to dry it outside. But the whole reason I brought it in was it's been muggy and rainy. So that's not going to help my fleece dry outside, because it would just get wet. So I brought it in to have it dry, but I only have that one sweater dryer thing. So I think what I'm going to do is take these baby gates, which we use for the dog. We used to use for the dog, but then she ate my George Foreman. Yes. We'll talk about that later. So I don't have a George Foreman grill anymore. So she ate my George Foreman. She ate like the wire part. Like, seriously, how dumb can you get? Anyways, since she's been doing that, we have been putting her back in her kennel. Because we can't trust her not in her kennel when we're not at home. You know, which it's only for a little bit of time. So, anyways, I think I'll use those gates because they're like a waffle weave, you know, and lay the fleece on that.
That's
and dry
what I do, or I've done.
Yeah. So I need to do that.
Just prop it up with
but
2
that's
chairs.
My fiber wash report. So amongst that, I used up all the simple green that I had to clean.
Did you like using that?
Yeah, actually, I think it works better than the Unicorn Power Scour that I had.
Wow.
Because I found I had to see this Lincoln Border Leicester fleece. I had washed it once, like real quick, so I could store it, but it still had lanolin in it, and it was really it's still kind of dirty, not like dirty, but like lanolin-y dirty. So with this the Power Scour, I found I had to do it, wash it, rinse it, and then wash it again, because I've been using Blue Mountain Handcrafts version of doing it. So where she does is she washes it and then rinses it and then runs it through the spin cycle, shakes it, and then lets it dry.
Right.
You know, if it's dirty, she'll wash it again, like in solution. So with the simple green, which is what she uses, you use simple green and Dawn. There's like a solution. I found I only need to do it like one washing, rinsing, and I don't have to wash it again, because like you wash it and then you rinse it out, and then it's, you know, usually done. So I found I didn't have to. So I went on a search for Simple Green. So I checked like different hardware stores because the one Walmart we were at isn't the Walmart that's close to us. It's the Walmart in the next town over because we were out there at a friend's house, so we just stopped there.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it where it was in our Walmart, like in the same department. So they didn't have it. So then we went to a hardware store and they didn't have it because it was like a really small hardware store. So then finally I went to a hardware store closer to us and they had some, so I got it. But they didn't have the lemon scented one, and that's what I used before because I guess Simple Green smells really bad, like licorice or something, which I kind of like licorice, so it doesn't bother me. But so I have the original Simple Green, not the lemon scented one, so we'll see. Everyone says it smells bad, but we'll see.
Yeah,
but
let
yeah,
me
that's
know.
my
That's
my newt for you. So for my newt to be at 75%, I have it written down somewhere. So, remember this? I wrote it all down.
Yeah.
So I actually reached my 50% and turned it in.
Yay.
So I cleaned the Suffolk and the Lincoln Border Leicester. So I just have to do the Suffolk this month after the Lincoln Border Leicester is dry. And then I need to spin the Cormo, spin the Suffolk, whatever, and the Lincoln Border Leicester. So I've been spinning the Lincoln Border Leicester, and then I have to begin cleaning one of the alpaca fleeces, and that's my 75%. That's a lot to do in 1 month. What the heck was I thinking? Next time I try to do one of these, shoot me, please. Like, seriously? Didn't I just talk about over proposing newts, how I'm like infamous for that, and then I do this like 7 fleece cleaning thing? Seriously, I'm mental. But it's a lot of fun, so I enjoy it. But the alpaca fleece will be different because I will just take that outside and pick through it, and then I can wash it. I don't have to use as much stuff to wash it. I can just use shampoo.
Right.
Which I think I'm going to find baby shampoo, the lavender kind, to wash it. Because then it's like lavender filled already. Lavender smelling, at least.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that herbal
But with baby shampoo, don't you have to rinse it out then more?
Well, no, because the baby shampoo's made for, like, if it gets, you know, like...
I know, but you still need to rinse it out. It's not like a no-rinse thing.
Yeah, well, all the things that I've looked up for alpaca is you use shampoo anyways.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like hair, I guess.
Yeah.
What did you use when you washed it?
Dawn, I think.
Well, you'd have to rinse that out, too.
Yeah, I did. I don't know why I brought that up. Anyways, that's good.
But I was thinking the baby shampoo, the lavender scented one, because...
Yeah. No, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's cool. Like, that's my spinning that I talk on and on about. So, next up, we've got sewing. Any sewing going on?
No.
I have to get some sewing in. I turned in the sewing I did last month for flying. Because I was at the last minute. Like, I was like, oh, we could turn in sewing projects for this. So I was like, do we have to have a picture of it on the broom? Because I'd already sent these special orders out.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you can just turn it in. So I totally did. And that's awesome. Like so bright. Why is the lighting so weird? I look really white. Like Casper white.
That's okay. No, I don't know. Too many lights.
Just kidding. That's how I normally look. You should see my legs. They're really bad. Okay. Next up, gym. I worked out today.
Saw that. Good job.
See? I have toes.
Awesome.
I know. This is my goal, to work out. I didn't work out at all last week. I just was so tired. But my goal is to do Tuesday and Thursday for the next couple of weeks. And then when that becomes a habit, I'm going to switch it to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Because I like to do baby steps. So that's my goal, is Tuesday and Thursday. So I did Tuesday, and then I'll have Thursday.
That's awesome.
And I feel so much better. Like, even though I haven't worked out in like a month, I feel like so like it was like tiring. Like I wasn't normally I at like a 7 or an 8 resistance. I did a 6 today.
Yeah.
And but I still felt it like my legs were tired. But I feel like I have more energy just from that one workout. Like I know I totally missed it. So yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done anything yet. My plan is to get up tomorrow morning and do it. That's my one goal.
Do you want me to text you tomorrow to make sure?
Sure.
When I get up, which
that would be good.
I don't know what time that'll be. Probably around 8 or 9.
Yeah, I'll probably go down and do it right after the kids go to school.
So this is the last week of... Okay, so moving on. Randomness. Okay. This is the last week of school. You know, like the kids get out of school on the 10th. Like the 10th is their last day, but you know the last couple of days are like not anything. So this is like the last week of school. So Bella was like, "Can we go to the center tomorrow? I need to see Mackenzie." That's her friend. And I was like, "That's fine." So I figure I'll do some sewing tomorrow. Cool. But this is like the craziest, busiest week ever. Everywhere.
What do you have going on?
I don't know. It just seems like I feel like rushed. And it's been like rainy and wet outside.
Sorry.
So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. We have had hot weather, like summer's here. And then
it's here too.
And then like I had the windows open, it was nice, and then all of a sudden it got cold. So I shut the windows and it started to rain like crazy hard, which is good because we had just planted the garden.
I know, I am so jealous. I saw those pictures.
And so then like an hour later when it stopped raining, it was so muggy and hot. Like I could not get the house to cool off again. It was horrible until like the next morning. Then it finally was. Like overnight must have cooled down. But I was like, oh, I hate this already. Like,
yeah, that's what we're doing today. We were debating if we should put in because we don't have central air. So we have to put in window heating thing. Next time we buy a house, I'm going central air. I actually want thermal heating and cooling. But anyways, not thermal. What's that called? From the Earth's core. Is that thermal? I'm pretty sure.
No.
Anyways.
We planted our garden.
I know. I'm kind of jealous. So
we swap sides of where we put things normally.
Yeah. I planned mine out. I showed that last time, right? My plan?
You did.
Well, since I haven't been able to plant, I got some flower seeds. Mm-hmm. And I planted the side box of our garden because I was trying to grow like the peas and stuff up the side of because it's like on the side of our back porch, so they would grow up. But there's like a chipmunk that lives around that eats all the seeds when you plant them there. So I've moved, my plan is to move that over to the actual garden. But we need to get dirt, and it's just been so busy lately. Like we haven't had time to get dirt to refill the part of our raised beds. But I like planned it so it's all different now than it was last year. Like I didn't plan last year. I just planted. Yeah. But this year I planned my planting. But I was jealous of your planting, so I planted those little flowers. Hopefully we'll see if they will grow. I just did seeds. Just like a bright flowery color thing. Yeah. And it was supposed to be for like a big, huge area, and I just dumped them all in there. So it'll be like crazy flowers.
We planted
and
some flowers too.
And then I put a gnome there.
I saw your gnome. I saw the cutest gnome watering can. I showed you a picture on Google Plus, but it was like so cute. I really wanted it. But I didn't get it.
Where was that?
At Don Kahn's. It's like the greenhouse down the street.
I totally want it.
But yeah. No. I was feeling very lazy and like we need to get this garden in. We were 2 weeks behind what we normally do. So we finally did it. But let me tell you, I was so incredibly sore that night and the next day. Like, all over. I didn't realize I hadn't been doing much. It was, like, pathetic. It was bad. But it was fun.
I think that's funny.
Everything's in, except we still need to do a few pots of basil.
That's what I also did today. I found some onion, like green onion seeds, and I put those in a pot to see how they would go. Because that's how the kind of planter I am. Just do it and see how it goes. And then I had a bigger pot outside with dirt in it, and I put half of it cilantro and half of it dill. We'll see how that goes.
Very cool.
So, yeah. And I planted them, and then Bella, like, loves to water. So she was like, can I water them? Can I water your flowers? I was like, go ahead.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But then, like, when, you know, summer really comes around, they're going to be, like, not watering stuff.
Yeah. We planted, and that night it rained and lightninged. And then the next day, the plants looked so happy and, like, tall and, like, I mean, because sometimes after you plant something, they don't always look the best, you know? It takes a little bit to, like, get used to where they are. And it was just exciting because they were, like, all tall and straight and perky.
I'm very jealous that you've planted already.
Yeah. So get on
Andy
that.
promises me this weekend.
That's your homework this week. Plant your garden.
That's what I want. Well, I need to get dirt first.
I forget what else I had to talk about.
We've been watching Pokemon, the original series that started in 1999, and I decided I really like Pokemon. So if there's any T-Furry shirts that are Pokemon, I might buy one. Because remember, I'm on a buying T-shirt thing. I'm not allowed to buy any more Doctor Who shirts. I have to buy either Harry Potter or nothing, but I'm adding Pokemon. If it's cute, Pokemon. If I like it.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to tell you that, because that came into my head randomly.
So...
Oh.
What?
I was going to say, but we've been watching, like, Pokemon, and Bulbasaur was going to evolve, but he didn't want to. But they, like, kidnapped him, like the other Bulbasaurs, which he's a flower Pokemon. And I'm such a dork. Anyways, but I was like, we need to get one of those, because as he was, like, gonna evolve, his, like, bloom on the back of his turtle thing, like, because he looks like a turtle, kind of went, like, it glowed, and then all the flowers everywhere went all bloomy. Ooh. So I was like, we need a Bulbasaur for our garden.
That'd be cool.
Actually, I think it would be cool to have a Pokemon, because then they would follow you around and help you do stuff. But they wouldn't be annoying like your dog is annoying.
Pika. Are you sure?
Well,
they repeat their name over and over and over.
I would want a grass one. Okay.
I don't watch Pokemon, so I don't really know.
I totally like Pokemon. So anyways, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. That's all we watch.
I don't think so.
That and Monster High.
I have been listening to books. I read through the Divergent series.
Cool.
Which is good. And I didn't like the way it ended, so I listened to the whole first book again to get it out of my head. And then I started listening to Game of Thrones.
I am on the first book of that.
Me too. I'm about halfway in now.
It was hard for me to get in. This is like the 4th or 5th time I've started listening to that series, and I just couldn't get into it. I am now in the middle of it somewhat, but I kind of had to put it down because it is kind of, like, slow. And, like, everyone dies.
Been listening to it, well, like, I started cleaning a lot. Or not a lot. I've been trying... I've been trying to like tidy up and like put things back in order since like, you know, the month of crap. And
Yeah.
I finally did my craft corner. So like, you know, I'm sitting there doing nothing yet, sorting through stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm listening to it, or I listen to it while I spin, or I listen to it while I whatever. So no, I'm liking it. It took me a while, because it like jumps like from character to
It
character
does.
and like all over the place, and like so like it took me like a good, I don't know, day to, like of listening to it to be like, okay, this is how it is. It's different than most of the
Like you have to get into the groove of listening to certain books.
right. Well, most are like a one person perspective, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so, but I'm liking it. I really like it. I like the Stark family the most.
I do like it. I'm at the part where the king comes and visits the Stark family. So I might be like a fourth of the way
Oh
in.
yeah, you're really at the beginning.
Right. But I am liking it, so. I haven't been listening to much because I've had to like focus on other stuff because I've been doing, you know, like my Jamberry stuff. I've been like seriously going crazy with that, like just trying to pay off, you know, get money to pay off bills. So,
Yeah.
and today, so it's summer. That means iced coffee. So that means I use my espresso maker to make the espresso. Then I make iced coffee because if you use coffee, it's too watery. That makes sense. My espresso maker. So yesterday I was like, oh, I think something's wrong with my espresso maker. It took 5 minutes to brew
One shot.
this little shot of espresso. So then today I went and it took like 10 minutes. So and then I tried to like um open it and it like steamed everywhere and there was water everywhere, so it is totally dead.
That's crappy.
And now I don't have an espresso maker. So I went tonight I had to meet someone at Starbucks. And I went to Goodwill because I was like, if I could find one for like $5 or $10, I'll buy it. So they had one there for like 15, and that was like, I don't know, because I just pay a little bit more at Walmart and get a new one.
Yeah.
So I opened it and smelled it, and it smelled really funky. So I was like, never mind. And I put it back, and I didn't get it. So I still don't have an espresso maker. I have to go to Walmart and find one because I'm really sad about not having iced coffees. So I got one at Starbucks instead.
They're good.
It's at the end. But, okay, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I like Starbucks. My only thing is there's not enough flavor variation. Like, there's only a few flavors that they have. And I totally get that because they're like a huge chain and they can't have a ton of flavors. And normally I like to go to local coffee places, but the ones around here aren't open in the evenings. And they don't have a cool app that gives you stars. Anyways.
It was made just for you.
Right. So, Starbucks, this one thing kind of makes me laugh every time I'm there. Because you go and you order your drink and then they make it and then you wait for your drink and they call out what you made. So there's a million times when I'm there, they're like, non-fat, frappuccino, blah, 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 or whatever. But then they have like a ton of whipped cream on the top. What's the point of getting non-fat if you're going to put whipped cream on it? For real. Because that whipped cream is not non-fat.
Or you get the non-fat so you don't have to feel guilty about the whipped cream.
Whatever. It's just get the 2%. It's milk. The fat from the milk is good for you and your bones, especially if you're a woman. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sticking to it. But anyways, I just think it's funny every time when they're like, the non-fat soy, blah, blah, blah. And then they put like a ton of whipped cream on it. And I'm like, you do realize that whipped cream is made from milk.
The heaviest kind.
Get that right. Like, and I don't know. It just kind of makes me laugh every time.
No, that's
just one of those things that you laugh at. As I was sitting there, I was just kind of laughing at it. So yeah, but that's it. I have nothing else randomly to talk about.
Let me check my notes real quick. My thing's not all the way on because it's about to die.
Oh, I do. I did my nails.
They're pretty. I like them.
So, I got the Jamberry. This one is called Peacock. Okay, let me show it on my thumb because I don't want to like flip you guys off. So it's called Peacock.
It's pretty.
And then I like it, but I was like, that might be a little much for every single nail to be. And I like bright things, so it doesn't bother me. But I also then used the one called Deep Sea.
It's pretty. It
which
goes
is an
perfectly
ombre.
together.
It goes from dark to yellow. And so I just did like every other nail.
It's cool.
Oh, there we go. So that's what I do. And funnily enough, like as I was doing that, I got finished and I'm like, I need to wind this yarn. And I was like, huh, my nails match my yarn. Like big time. They match.
That happens.
Here, I'll show you.
That happens a lot. I think it's just because the mood you're in, you navigate towards certain colors.
Well, I picked this yarn for my swap person because they like these colors. And I had it. But it's funny, like, how much it matches. Like, if I were to name this yarn, like, I don't think it has a name. I would name it Who Peed in the Pool. Because it's, like, blues and teals and then yellow and green. So it just kind of makes me laugh thinking about that. Like, that's what I would name it if I was dyeing it. So, yeah. Okay, but that's all I have to talk about randomly. What do you have to talk about randomly?
Okay, so I told you I cleaned, right? I was going through, and I have been thinking about this for a while. I have a bunch of spindles that I don't use, like, ever. And then there's a couple that I use during Tour de Fleece, which is, 1 month, not even out of the year.
Yeah.
So, I was like, I need to get rid of some of these spindles, and I mentioned it in my nest, and someone messaged me, and she's like, I have fiber and I don't have a spindle yet, but I want one. Are you serious? Blah blah blah. So I said yes, and I took pictures of a bunch, and some of them were just the ones I got at that garage/estate sale thing that I went to. But so I'm gonna send her 2, and then I put the rest up on Google Plus, and I'm sending a couple others off to other people. So I'm excited.
That's cool.
To get them out of the way. And just to be used. Like, I don't use
Your resin ones, are you keeping the pretty ones?
Yeah, I have one that has a sheep on it. I'm keeping that. That's the resin one. And then I have a glass one that's green. And I'm keeping that. And then I have the mini Turkish, which I was thinking about maybe trying to sell. Because the other ones I just gave away and I asked them to pay me for shipping.
Yeah.
But
that mini one is cute.
It's cute, but like it's really light, so like you can only spin super fine on it. And I just don't use it. I
have a few spindles.
I just don't use them. So
I gave some to Bella, like, because you had given me 2 or 3 of those ones. So I gave one to Madison and gave one to Bella, but Bella really doesn't care about it, so I have that one still. And then I have that square one I made, which I like. But it's heavier, so I can spin, like, bulkier yarn on it. And then I have my glass one that is, like, a purpley. But those are the only spindles, because I've, like, was like, oh, I like spindles. And then I was like, no, I don't. I like my spinning wheel.
Yeah. Like, really, though, the only time I use them is for Tour de Fleece, when I want to, like, spin all the time, and when I'm out and about. Like, those are my purse projects for spinning. And, like, if I used them at other times, or, like, if I didn't knit or crochet or whatever else, like, I'm sure I would take them and travel around with them. But I usually knit or crochet or whatever when I'm not at home. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get rid of the other ones, too. I don't know. We'll see.
But those ones are, like, super pretty, so you could, like, even put them on your...
Well, I do. I have them up on my shelf. My cubicles of yarn stuff. Well, one of them. I think my other one's down here from, like, last year. It's pathetic. Like, I feel guilty having all this stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start, like, giving away or selling or whatever things that I really don't use.
That's a good idea.
It felt good. So I'm excited. I haven't sent it out yet. I think I might make a little bit of Rolex for people too and send them out with it.
Oh, that would be nice.
Be nice. And for funsies. But that would mean I'd have to make some Rolex. I have been super slacking in that department. That's one thing I want to do this month. Is get back at that. And I still never listed the rainbow Rolex.
Rainbow ones? You need to do that. That's your homework for this week.
Yeah.
If you come back next week and you haven't done it, you're going to be in trouble.
But, okay. It's just, I just need to take the pictures. I feel like I'm a chicken with the head cut off sometimes. Because I'm always like, oh, I need to do laundry. So I start doing laundry and then I'm like, oh, I need to do this. And I like do like 50 other things. And then I'm like, forget to do the stupid laundry. Like, you know, like it's just, I need to start making lists. Because I like lists and you can cross them off. Yes.
I have lists.
And stay focused.
I have lists too many lists. I have this one I got in a swap.
That's cute.
But I have like lists. I have a list on a paper, then I ripped it off and made another list. But they're for different things. And then I have like a post-it list. It's awesome. But I want to apologize to anyone who hears the background noise of my fan. It's so hot. Like, it finally cooled down, so I have the fan on in my window blowing in cool air. I'm just apologizing now for that ambient noise. I wasn't going to turn it off because it's way too freaking hot.
I didn't notice it, but so, maybe we will.
Okay, but if you get, like, if you hear it, I'm sorry. If you don't, then forget I said anything.
And
but with that, we're at the end of our show, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.